We good? Thank you. The time is 5:37, and we could call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Board Member Estime Irvin,
Present.
Board Member Galvin,
Here.
Vice Chairman Desume,
Here.
Board Member Timothy,
Here.
Vice Chairman, you have a quorum to proceed.
Thank you, and now let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now, item 3, consent agenda. Mr. Attorney, the agenda set.
Consent agenda. Unless a member of the CRA Board wishes to remove a specific item from this portion of the agenda, tab A constitutes the consent agenda. This item is self-explanatory and is not expected to require additional review or discussion. This item will be recorded as individually numbered item adopted unanimously by the following motion, that the consent agenda comprised of tab A through A be adopted.
Mr. Vice Chair, there's nothing on the consent agenda tonight.
Yes.
We can move to the next item.
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Madam Clerk?
I have a motion made by Board Member Galvin to approve the minutes. The motion was seconded by Board Member Estime Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 4-0 vote.
And now, item for review and action, Mr. Executive Director.
Good evening, Neil Shiver, Executive Director, North Miami CRA.
Your mic. I think your mic. Your mic is on.
Executive Director of the North Miami CRA. Item 1, we seeking authorization for a business attraction grant in the amount of $200,000 to allow for a restaurant to be located at 14100 West Dixie Highway. Total project costs are $831,241. I will only note in passing, District 3, that this is the first, maybe the second, business attraction grant in District 3 in the past 5 years. So I move the item.
Mr. Chairman, I was about to second, but I'm like, wait, I can't second it.
Oh, I shouldn't be moving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
You're recommending it for approval.
you recommend,
That's exactly what I said.
no, that's what you meant to say. We got
Mr.
it.
Chairman, what's in that property right now? Is that also a restaurant that's been sort of vacant for a little bit?
Exactly.
Standalone?
And they are rehabbing the location to actually create a second restaurant. The owners have a first one, and they're bringing a second restaurant at currently, which is a dormer. In our case, we call it a blighted location.
Yeah. No, it's a long time. That used to be a Taco Viva.
Oh.
Anybody remember Taco Viva? When I was in high school, that was one of the go-to places during lunch hour. So I'm glad to say, and literally, I think it's been sitting vacant since the mid-'90s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time, so.
Are the owners here?
Okay. Well, before, let's perhaps open it for public hearing, and then we'll close public hearing. The public hearing is open on the item. I see none. Public hearing is closed. Go ahead, council members.
I'll make a motion to approve. I'm excited to see y'all.
Oh, and I can second it, but I'd like to hear. But I still would like to hear from the owners. It's in my district, and I've been, so if you wouldn't mind coming to the mic, please, and kind of letting us know what you're going to do.
At one point, I thought this was a daycare.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yes, Mark Daphnis. My address is 595 Northeast, 139th Street, North Miami, Florida, 33161. So, I've been like manage a restaurant like 7 years ago. So the new building, I buy it on 2019. So we going to relocate it. So we have been apply since 2020. I've been waiting. So the plan already approved, and city Miami did, and North Miami. So everything is ready to start.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I'd like to get with you and talk about more things, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
So I've already seconded the item.
Yes, thank you. Madam Clerk?
I have a motion made by Board Member Galvin to approve agenda item number 1. The motion was seconded by Board Member Estime Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 4-0 vote.
Yeah, agenda item 2?
Agenda
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Agenda item 2, resolution to approve a development agreement with residences at NOMI. A resolution of the chair and board members of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency approving the funding for Horizon at NOMI LLC for a multifamily residential rehabilitation project known as Residences at NOMI, located at 950 Northeast 124th Street, North Miami, Florida 33161, in the form of an infrastructure grant not to exceed $8 million and a tax increment recapture incentive of 50% of projected city ad valorem tax revenues from the time the project appeared on the property tax rolls until the North Miami CRA sunsets approximately 20 years. Authorizing the executive director and North Miami CRA attorney to negotiate and finalize an agreement with Horizon at NOMI LLC to provide funding for the development of the multifamily residential rehabilitation project, authorizing the executive director to execute the agreement, authorizing the executive director to take all action necessary to implement the terms of the agreement, and providing an effective date. That's agenda number 2.
Thank you, Mr. Executive Director. Any report?
Thank you. The CRA seeks authorization on a request for infrastructure grant in the amount of $8 million and a TIF grant in the amount of a 50% TIF grant. This is a 175-unit mixed income senior living community. The CRA was able to negotiate 22.85% of the units will be affordable and or workforce housing units. More specifically, 10 units will be between 60 to 80% AMI, and 30 units will be between 80 and 120% AMI. So those 40 units represent 22.85% of the project. What we were very happy about doing is we were able to negotiate a payment schedule where the CRA's infrastructure grant will be paid over 4 budgets, starting and commencing in fiscal year 23-24. It is my understanding, and the developers are here, that if and when this item is approved, they're going to put a shovel in the dirt immediately, notwithstanding that the monies that may be awarded, if this board so approves, will not come until a year at the earliest. And with that saying, I seek your recommendation, the board, on this item. And by the way, the developers are here prepared to do a presentation in the event that the board thinks it's necessary.
Okay, thank you so much. The item is open for public hearing. Seeing none, the item is closed. I know, council member, this is your district. Any comment before other members?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. I did meet with the applicants, did meet with Mr. I think David and his team and Ethan, and I was very pleased to see that there was a certain amount of units allocated for affordable housing. I know we talk about 60 to 80% AMI, but I like to talk about dollars, and I know I asked you to put those numbers in, and I read the report, to think about a studio at $853 right now. This is probably the first project that I've seen come to my desk that had a large commitment to affordable housing and knowing that it's senior living because it's something that we know is so dire and needed in our city. So this is something I am in full support of. I thank you guys for, going over the threshold and not just doing the 15%, but going over what we've normally done in the past to ensure that we have a project that the community can be proud of. So I'm in full support of this project, and I saw the presentation, and I know the city has seen it in the past as well when we've had you guys come before. But I'm in full support of this project, and I'm excited to know that you are ready to put a shovel in the ground, probably in February, closer to my birthday time.
Again, thank you. I met with you guys. I definitely agree with my colleague. I love whenever I hear that people are setting aside for affordable and workforce housing. I'm really excited about that. I'm just hoping that some of the community benefits include any funding put towards aside for transportation, and can consider putting funding aside for our parks, as we discussed in private. So I hope that that could be a consideration. But I'm definitely in favor of this item.
Councilman Galvin?
No question.
None here. May I hear a motion for the item?
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion made by Board Member Timothy to approve the agenda item number 2. The motion was seconded by Board Member Estime Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 4-0 vote.
Agenda item number 3.
Rehabilitation grant request, American Czech and Slovak Cultural Corporation, 13325 Oak Creek Road.
Mr. Executive Director?
Thank you. This is one we spent a lot of time on. We're very excited about it. The CRA seeks authorization for a rehabilitation grant in the amount of $444,193 for what we consider safety and health concerns and repairs for this historic multi-use event building owned by the American Czech and Slavic Culture Corporation. That corporation is a nonprofit. This is a gem in the community. If you've never been there, the building is very dated. There are a lot other repairs that are necessary beyond this cost, but what we did is we prioritized what we would pay and what we thought was health and safety concerns. And with that, I present the item to the board for its recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Executive Director. Councilman Galvin, I know this is in your district. I'm sorry? Oh, I thought we opened public, if not, I'm sorry, public hearing is open?
Good evening. Barry Eckel, President of the American Czech and Slovak Club, 13325 Arch Creek Road in North Miami. We're proud to be one of the oldest businesses, corporations in the city, 73 years old. The building dates back to the 20s. We're a social club, and we've been kind of recluse over the years, and we're trying to be more of a partner with the city. We've participated as a stop on the bike rides, and we're trying to be more part of the city. And we're looking to partner with the CRA on this and offer ourselves as an event venue for CRA-sponsored events.
Thank you. Any other comments? Public hearing is now closed. Councilman Galvin?
Thanks. This is a wonderful project, I believe. It's been in the works since before COVID, when we had then City Manager Mr. Solary out there and Natasha Colebrook. It's 3 acres?
Oh, wow.
3.5 acres. It's a large piece of property. Like our CRA director said, it's a gem in the community, not a gym where you work out, but a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a large piece of property. It's on the canal, or the creek, as I guess I should call it. But it has a lot of, most people don't even know that it's there. Wouldn't it be wonderful if not only it was something that they could rent out, but the city and the CRA could also take advantage of for community purposes. We don't have a lot in the city that's that old, other than me. That was the first year I started on the council. 1929 was when I was first elected. I'm excited about the things that it would be available for, and I'd hope that the CRA, that the Czech Club would be open to allowing the CRA to host a couple events, let's say 3 events per year for the first couple of years, just to make sure that the CRA can also utilize it for CRA events too. But it's a wonderful, wonderful piece of property, underutilized, and the bathrooms need to be right. I could go on and on, but it's such a nice place. So I hope that the CRA board will support the item.
Absolutely. Councilwoman?
Move for approval?
I second that.
Mr. Vice Chair,
Yes, sir.
I just want to put on the record with this particular grant, because there is no resolution, I hear a motion a second, that you're also waiving certain guidelines in connection with the commercial grant guidelines, and that's the waiver of the maximum rehabilitation grant amount of $100,000. This is $444,193. You're waiving the grantee's obligation to match 50/50, where the CRA is basically providing all the funding. And also the waiver of the requirement to provide 3 cost estimates for the contractor. They've already selected Prestige Design and Construction for the project. So your approval tonight will also include approval of those waivers of the grant guidelines. Thank you.
Question, Mr. Zuckerwitz, is it okay that we could do this with the memo, without the resolution? That's fine.
Yes, the rehabilitation grants
Uh-huh.
are typically, and the business attraction expansion grants are typically done without a resolution.
Okay.
The board can act in either capacity.
Okay.
By motion, without a resolution, or with a resolution. The practice has been with these particular grants not to bog down and draft resolutions for them. But I just wanted to make it clear, and you have waived guidelines in the past, but we always like to put that on the physical record at the meeting. I know it's in the report, which was well written, but we'd just like to make sure it's on the record as well. Thank you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
I have a motion made by Board Member Estime Irvin to approve the agenda item number 3. The motion was seconded by Vice Chairman Desormeaux. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 4-0 vote.
Thank you. Now, CRA Attorney report. Was that the report?
No report tonight, board members. Just want to wish you a happy and healthy holiday season, and look forward to seeing you all in 2023.
Sir?
None by the CRA Executive Director. Thank you for asking.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Board Member Galvin, seconded by Vice Chairman Desulme. It is 5:55 p.m.
Thank you. No, I think we've done better.